Nosferatu as a film, I think it's scarier on the rewatch.
Set out the deed and sit.
One reason is the constant foreshadowing. Robert Eggers is aware much of his audience already knows the story of Nosferatu. He was never going to change any major plot points when the original's pretty much the reason he makes films. He limits any subversive twists to the original story. Though even when he brings something new to the table, we're led down a path with clues as to what's going to happen. One example is the death of Friedrich's daughters. Screaming and crying about the monster in the room who wants to eat them, where the grown-ups just smile and ignore. The first look at this earlier scene. Thomas is late for a meeting with Knock. He enters nervous and apologetic.
Pray pardon me, Herr Knock, for my tardiness.
He apologizes for being late.
Or delay is providential, my boy, providential. Come in, come in.
Knock assures him it's providential. Briefly mentions their accounts and then just moves straight on to Thomas's recent marriage with Ellen.
When tidings of your recent nuptials reached my ears, I knew it was Providence.
I knew it was Providence. And he just stares at Thomas. Or is he staring at us?
A new husband requires new wages.
You're too generous, sir.
We don't know how well he knows Ellen, but his descriptions make it clear he's interested in her.
She truly is beautiful. A nonpareil.
He goes on.
Almost a sylph.
Laughing to himself like it's some kind of joke, while Thomas just looks confused.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Then he tells Knock he's eager to do whatever he and the company wants to secure his future with him.
And I'm most eager to proceed with whatever your request, that I might be fully engaged with the firm.
Indeed, indeed.
And then something happens, almost breaking the fourth wall.
Providence.
Providence. A second time, right at us, the viewer. Or was he talking to Thomas? Or both? Obviously both. Or so you'd think, until he approaches.
Now, I have been entertaining dealings with a foreign count. Very old line of nobility. Very old and eccentric.
Head down, he walks straight to where we think Thomas should be standing. Then he turns toward Thomas off to the right. And just as we're left with this feeling he's been talking to us all along, the blister, or scab on his head, takes our attention, along with the joke.
Yeah, he has one foot in the grave, so to speak.
Another in-joke only Knock in the viewer gets. Knock then explains to Thomas he must travel to the Count. As he runs his dirty fingers over a map, we glimpse the stamp of a heptagram, and underneath more papers with a rough drawing of the same occult symbol. Knock seems to notice this and quickly covers it with more papers, then turns to Thomas, pressing him, and saying the Count.
Insists we offer him an agent in the flesh, and he will reward you handsomely, my boy, handsomely.
It's the kind of power dynamic you could compare with Knock and Orlok. Both Thomas and Knock willing to give themselves for something they want. He asks about the Count's name.
And what was the Count's name?
Knock tells him.
Orlok.
Then, just as if the name itself has power, we hear thunder rumble and the rain hammers the window. The thing was speaking into the camera and film as it's really done without purpose, along with the repeating of a particular word or phrase. Just to hammer this home. Later in the film, while in the castle, we see Thomas echo the very same thing when talking to Orlok about, again, Ellen.
You are fortunate in your love.
It's Providence.
It's Providence. Look straight at the camera, as her Knock would say.
As Herr Knock would say.
Your signature.
It's as if Thomas has already started to mirror Knock, and is speaking to us. He's beginning to suspect what Knock and us, the viewer, already know. As he stays in the castle, he's forced to face what Orlok is. And decides to fight back. Which ends up saving his life. Friedrich, on the other hand, can't face it.
What?
We're introduced to Friedrich, his wife, and two little girls. But just before we're properly introduced, we see them play on the floor with Ellen. Ellen's holding some sort of toy dog, while the girls have what looks like small figurines of people or children. After they're told it's time for bed, we see them both screaming no into the camera, terrified of the monster in the room who wants to eat them.
There is a monster in the room! Papa! Papa! Don't let her feed me to the monster!
Don't let her feed me to the monster. Don't let who? The mother sending them to bed? Or Ellen, who's been talking to them while playing with a toy hound? Their cries are brushed off. Friedrich continues to dismiss them, and anyone who even considers dark forces at work.
Perhaps a demon.
I beg your pardon?
Friedrich, please, we do not wish
Can't
to...
you see there's a bloody, real plague, gentlemen? A real epidemic that is really killing real people. My Anna is bitten by vermin. Rats! No more.
How does this denial end up for him? He ends up literally sleeping through the screams as his children and wife are killed. And even then, he can barely face it.
Take that plague from this place! Your disease is mine has brought all of this outrage!
Is it that Orlok's power is even great over Friedrich because he denies that very power? He's told by von Franz,
And I tell you, if we are to tame darkness, we must first face that it exists.
face that it exists. He never does. And that destroys him. You have to face the darkness. Join or fight. Or you just deny any idea of it. Ignore the warnings until it devours you. Orlok isn't just some recluse vampire feeding on blood. He's a force of nature. From the storms to the wolves and rats, down to the very bacteria of the plague he spreads. He's the manifestation of animalistic nature devouring life.
Devourance.
In his own words,
I am an appetite. Nothing more.
this video barely scratches the surface of the film. Its themes or its characters, just some thoughts I had after rewatching it. I'll be making more videos on this and other films. So subscribe if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching.